Right. JR.
Are we going? All right. Welcome back to Stream of Consciousness, everyone. Today we have Joel Applejacks Cox. What are you doing over there? Oh, because you're chewing up your food. Joel does it to me all the time, too. Right in the middle of everything, he starts chewing on chips or something.
Here's a bottle of water I'm about to drink while Joe does the intros.
No, go ahead. You guys make as much noise as you want, you jagoffs. All right, so Joel Applejacks Cox. Then we have Jonah Curiously Strong Mince Roth. And then we have our special guest, Aaron Blitz Jones. And I am Joey Real Cheese Stout. Blitz. Like a football term. Blitz.
I don't play football, man.
You don't have to play
No.
football,
When he
man.
says blitz,
I'm
he
not
means
made out of real cheese.
he's talking
either.
about Vegas blitz.
Okay.
Like I can't, I don't remember when we went to get tacos that night's blitz.
like too drunk for stupor.
Look, I just would like to go ahead and say that I have had all those responsibilities last year, and that was the first time in 3 years that I did not have any responsibility. That was the reason why I was completely obliterated.
We don't judge. We don't judge at all.
No, because you shouldn't judge, because you're always drunk with me.
I wasn't.
I was way drunk.
I was a cat herder that night.
Was a great time.
I was a cat herder.
Wasn't it a great time?
I wasn't trying to
You came in after they got sobered up, gentlemen. You don't understand what I went through. I had to get these two drunk asses, plus my drunk wife, plus her friend, to their hotel, over at the Circus, then back to my hotel, and to get to zipline by 7:30.
We were not at
enjoyed
Circus
our
Circus.
drunk asses. You enjoyed our drunk asses.
Until the
enjoyed
time
my
crunch
drunk
started.
Until what?
The time crunch?
What's time crunch?
Around 5 o'clock, and I realized I got 2 hours to get you guys fed, you changed, and back to the hotel to go ziplining.
But it's
Hey, we
worth it.
made it.
From 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock, it was hilarious.
And we did it, and the zip lining was awesome.
I made reservations drunk. I made reservations for a couple of things drunk.
I was the best. Whenever we went ahead, and I'll still say it to this day, we got off the zip line. I'm like, that was so much fun. Joel, you got off that zip line. You were so stoked, smiling from ear to ear. I'm like,
That's one of my favorite
that was
pictures
just like,
of
you know
all
what?
time.
That was my favorite. But I was like, he really liked that. He's like,
Well,
that was
dude,
awesome.
That picture we got after that, like, that's like my screensaver on everything. It's like the background on my computer. It's on my phone. It's on. I play solitaire on my phone, and it's my background on my solitaire.
Ooh, what? Why am I fuzzy?
We're not on video today,
Yeah.
so it doesn't matter.
Look at that.
Stop staring at yourself on video. We're doing audio.
That's it. I'm close enough. You lost your
But I will say this: whenever we got back
As
here,
soon as he took away the video, you stopped playing with your nipples.
but before, do you want to watch me peel up my
No,
nipples?
go ahead, do what you want to do.
Okay.
I'm not.
So,
gonna judge you.
ooh, I'm like high beaming. So whenever we
Look
go,
at that, yeah.
see, I am. But whenever we went and we got back here to PA, I kid you not, I think I was still drunk for 5 days afterwards.
Oh man, that was
Because I was like, I'm like going like to work and people are like, are you okay? I'm like, I think.
I don't know.
Like, do you want anything to eat? I'm like, no, I just want water. Gatorade and water and water and water.
And more Gatorade.
And then I didn't drink for like 5 months afterwards. Like, I don't even want to look at alcohol.
I think I was drunk the next weekend.
And the look of a 7-Eleven Slurpee slushy, whatever you want to call, made me sick.
Amateur hour.
Yes.
I drank as soon as we got back. No, I did not. No, I did not because I was still drunk
what
too.
you don't understand is that whenever,
I slept for a whole
first of all,
day.
whenever Joe and I got to the airport, Joe says, why don't we go over to the restaurant that you used to go to work at? We'll say it that way, Quaker Steak. So we got to go over there, and we eat, and I bought a drink, and then we realized we had to get to the...
Wait, we get there, we walk in,
Right.
and it was the one in the airport, but I knew the girl that bartended.
Right.
She was a friend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
So when I sat down, she was hooking us up with drinks. Like,
Right.
we were asking for like a rum and whatever pineapple juice. So that was our drink, rum and pineapple.
It was rum with a squeeze of pineapple.
It was it was a couple drops of
Right.
pineapple.
And then,
It was a shot of pineapple,
Right.
and then the rest of the glass
and
was
then
rum.
we're sitting there, and I'm like, okay, we got to go to get to our plane. So I'm like, I can't finish the rest of this drink. No, it is legal for them to go to put the rest of your drink into a cup since you're already in the airport.
Fine.
So then we're walking through the airport, and I'm not thinking I'm drinking all this alcohol through a straw. We get to
Alcohol's at the bottom, by the way.
right? What's that?
Alcohol is at the bottom of the drink.
Right. And then we go ahead and we get on the plane. I'm
It was
already
also at the
buzzed.
top of that drink.
The
It
girl
was
that's sitting
everywhere
on the
between.
right of me, left of me, is going to Vegas to party. The woman who's sitting on the right of me is going to
Visit
Vegas
family.
for like her family or
Yeah, no, I
whatever.
got the whole story because I sat next to her husband.
Yeah, and then decide they're just going to buy me vodka the entire trip out there. So I'm drinking all this vodka,
That
getting
girl
out there,
was
and I get
loving you.
Score for you.
yes, and I get out there and I'm like, okay, I'm trying to get my baggage. The suitcases go around the baggage claim is making me sick. We finally get that. We go outside. We get on that little bus that takes us over to the hotel. We get into the hotel. We sit down. We're like, okay, well, let's go out. And I forget what the heck we went ahead and we did that night. But all I know is we got in it.
We
What,
went to
first
the
night?
bar, and
Yeah.
that's where we met the girls.
You
the
went to
British
the bar
girl.
Yeah.
and with the two British girls.
Yes, the two British girls, right?
Two British girls. And we're drinking. And then we got to bed like around like 5. I remember we got to bed around 5. We were so exhausted. And then we were up at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, we didn't last. We did not sleep
And then
much.
I started drinking slushies. And then
Rum
it just
slushies. Well,
went
you were drinking
down,
vodka. I was drinking rum.
and then it just went downhill. And we just kept drinking. And then we had the cupcake eating contest.
You made it to the wedding though.
We made it to the
We
wedding.
did.
That is.
Yes,
Yes.
we made it to the wedding. The cupcake eating contest in the Hershey store.
That was a blast.
And
That was totally accidental too. Was the best
Right.
part of that. That wasn't like we signed up for that. We happened
No.
to be standing there, and like 2 people dropped out, and
Mhm.
we were like, "All right, I guess we're in a cupcake eating
and
contest."
we're eating the cupcake, and that woman comes up to me whispering, she goes, I think your buddy's going to beat you. I'm like, the
I was
hell
gonna beat you, and I should have
he
beat
is.
you. It's
I'm sitting there, I
bullshit.
got
robbed
cupcake all
that
in my
title.
mouth, and I'm
That
sitting there
was
like this.
absolute
I
ass.
get done, and
I
people
had
look,
that
she's
one
like,
down. I had it
you
all
have to
except for the
swallow
Hershey
the...
Kiss. You didn't even have it swallowed.
She's like,
Bullshit.
she's like, you have to swallow the
I
rest
don't
of it.
care
I'm
about your story. I
I'm
want to tell
sitting
you
there-
how much it's ridiculous.
It's okay. And I went ahead, I'm just like, oh my God, I'm going to swallow this, I'm going to throw it right back out. I swallowed it, I went, she goes, when? I was like, okay. And then she took me over, and I got a big old Hershey bar.
You do swallow. She like you still had it like stuffed in your cheeks. She's like, if you swallow that bite, you win.
Yep.
And you were like, and then she's like, she got tired of waiting for us because nobody could choke down any more cupcake. And she's like, are you having a good time? If you can answer that question, you win. And you were like,
I'm like, yes. I said, yes, I am.
no, you said,
Yes, I am. And they gave me a Hershey bar, and my picture of me was on it with the stuff all over my face. And
we
then
had icing up our nose.
yeah.
It was behind our ears. It was in.
I have a
Jones's hair.
picture
It was
of
in
that chocolate candy
everywhere.
bar at my cube at my work.
it's still in my parents' freezer. It says Hershey, and then my stripper name's underneath it. It says Chocolate Decadence.
Perfect.
So,
So you got aspiring a stripper
yes,
name at least.
yes, Chocolate Decadence melts in your mouth, not in your hand. Also available with chestnuts. I don't feel ashamed saying that because everybody who knows me knows that I never probably roll with their eyes right now.
What time did you guys end up getting to Vegas? Like you got there later on, right?
Yeah, I think it was a
We
day or
got
two
there
after you guys
Thursday?
got in. Yep.
We were there Thursday through Monday. We left Thursday night. We got there like Thursday night, Friday technically.
I think you got there Friday night. No, you got there Friday night because Scott had his little, we're going to have an epic adventure. We got to find Jonah. He's at the airport.
Yeah, that was the first thing. He came up and like we were supposed to have like he had like I guess whatever planned out type thing. But the first thing we were supposed to do was like scavenger hunt and find you. You weren't here for that, obviously you didn't know that. But we were supposed to scavenger hunt to find you, except for you were still at the airport. So it was like, oh well, then I guess we're not doing that.
Right.
And then we ended up deciding to go find where the giant light coming out of the sky above the
Luxor
Hotel. So we ended up going there. And that's actually how we ended up running into the bartender.
No.
No?
You screw
Wait,
this
the
up every time.
I was very drunk at the time. I don't remember.
We went, after you guys did the cupcake eating contest, we hooked up and we went down to New York and got pizza. Brett was running late
Okay.
and Kristen was running late.
And never knew we rode on a roller coaster?
Yeah.
Yes, that's what
Okay,
we
We went on a roller coaster. Then we went down underneath and went to the amusement park thingy.
In our
'Cause-
hotel?
yeah.
Yes.
No, it wasn't your hotel. It was New York.
What? We
There's
met
no
you guys at the
amusement park
hotel
there?
later on that night.
Yeah.
Right,
We basically
okay.
dropped our
But
bags
New York
off.
has like
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
kind of like,
Yes.
I forget what it's called, but some kind of like arcadey thingy. So we went there. Oh, you're right. We were in your hotel.
Yeah, because we played that game where you had to throw the stuff in the toilet.
Yeah. So we left there.
You were drunk.
We
Right?
went,
I don't
no,
remember any
not
of
yet.
this.
I
Not
remember
yet. Not yet. You guys are kind of sobering up. And then we met Kayla at Luxor.
And then it was just downhill from there.
Did you ever tell that story, Jonah?
Nope. Don't.
So she said, like, after what these two said to her, but she's like, oh, you guys from Pittsburgh, huh? She starts pouring alcohol.
Wait, no, because this part of the story I do remember because this is actually where the whole drunk started. First, we go up and she's super cool to begin with. Like she's just kind of like ragging on us and having fun with us and everything. And I, being a good wingman, was trying to help Jonesy out, and I was like pumping him up and saying all these great things about him. And
She wanted him.
no, well, listen, we're not there yet. So So we're talking and we're BSing, and I tell her that Jonesy has he's hung like a black man, right? Trying to get him in on this one. So she then takes that as I don't, right? So now she's telling everybody at the bar that I got a little wee.
Yes.
So I'm like, oh no, that's not what I said. I think you misinterpreted. And she was just having fun with me and everything. So her and I start BSing, and we're getting along pretty well. And she was cool with everybody. We were all having a good time with her. So then we're getting our drinks. Well, those gigantic yards, those monstrous yards that she fills with slushy and she fills with vodka or whatever. You pick your slushy, you pick your you were there, but for the audience at home. So as it's going on, she makes everybody else's drink, and I'm just kind of like patiently waiting my turn. Well, then she gets to me, and she's like, "What do you want?" And whatever I told her, I wanted, the strawberry or something like that. And I go, and rum, definitely rum. So she starts pouring the rum, and she's doing the slushy thing. And Joel says to me, he goes, I said something about being tired, and he's like, or I said something about being up late or whatever, and he's like, "Oh, are you tired?" And I went, "Nothing that a little bit of rum won't fix." And she went, "Oh, more rum," and she just keeps pouring the rum, and she won't. And it's like pour, and I'm like, no, hun, no, not you, stop, no, stop, seriously, stop, seriously, okay, put it down,
And
down.
she kept pouring too.
And she just kept going, and it was like she couldn't stir it.
The best part was anybody else was like, "Doop." She's like, "Yeah, so you guys from Pittsburgh. So
she loaded
where in
us.
Pittsburgh you guys located? Oh, that's interesting. Oh, bottle's empty. Let me get another one."
Yeah, she did. That's right. She emptied the bottle and had to put another bottle. She had to pop open another bottle for me.
She got tipped really well though.
Oh, we tipped the daylights out of her.
That
She was
a fun
worth
night
it.
for sure.
Oh, we had so
It was
much.
yes.
And the Luxor's great. I think.
That's
Yeah.
an awesome hotel. We gotta stay there next time.
That's-
That's why we ended up in Luxor. We were trying to get on the elevator.
No, we ended with Luxor because I want to get one of those drinks.
I thought they
Yeah.
sell those drinks everywhere though.
We met
No,
you
no,
guys
no.
at Camelot, and then
That place had the drinks that we got the last time.
Excalibur.
that's
Excalibur
Yeah.
Hotel.
Yeah, that's.
Yes.
I don't even know.
They stayed at the same hotel we did.
Did you say the same?
Yeah.
yes, Excalibur. Yeah. I
Yes,
think
yes,
that's
we
where
were
I
in the
said
same.
we met.
Yes, yes.
We were just on different floors.
That's wherever that
Yeah.
restaurant was downstairs. Was it called Dick's?
Yes.
Dirty Dick's.
Where they put the stuff on the hat?
They put.
I don't remember. I remember there's like a inside place, a really nice outside spot at that restaurant, but I don't remember the name.
Dirty Dick's was the name of the
Dirty
restaurant.
Dicks. That's the one where they put stupid stuff on your.
Yeah, they try to insult you. They don't.
Yeah.
They're amateurs.
You know what though? It's an all in good fun. I thought it was like a cool place. We actually ended up. We were supposed to stop there, and we ended up not. And I can't remember why. We ended up going to Hooters of all things.
It was so nasty.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was not that great.
It was just so, like it tasted like they had like made the wings like 5 days ago and they just kind of reheated them and gave them to you.
Nobody
I
goes to
personally-
Hooters for the wings.
I like the wings, but definitely not why you go.
Yeah, no, that's not why we were there.
Well-
no, we were. That was actually
The one in
last day we were
the
there.
one in Station Square. The last time Scott and I went, the girl looked like she had leprosy. I thought her arm was gonna fall off,
Leprosy.
and that's the last time I went to Hooters.
Didn't they close?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Thank
Closed
God.
in the whole-
Yeah, there are a lot of them.
That
right now.
whole section down there is gone.
Yeah, there's nothing there anymore. That's nothing lasts down there. It's not a good
Well,
area.
Houlihan's just closed as of
What?
Yeah,
Oh wow. Didn't,
yesterday, Saturday, January 6th was their last day.
So I guess that they weren't doing enough business down there.
No, the lease got jacked up because now that UPMC is moving in, they are they want $38,000 a month, I believe.
What? That's a chunk of change.
Mm-hmm.
What is
we went
UPMC
down there
doing
for
now?
concerts, like summer concerts.
Next
and
couple
it was
months.
fun, but
But they're gonna move. There's gonna be a bar called the Rascal Flats, which is gonna be put in there as well.
Like the band.
Mm-hmm.
Are they gonna leave that dive bar down there now? Do they need that dive bar down
What, Homer and Harry's?
Yeah.
Supposedly, best
there? You know,
breakfast
that you
sandwich.
walk into a dive bar where there's carpeting on the floor.
it just smells like.
They have the
from
best
months ago.
breakfast sandwiches and the cheapest food in the Station Square right now.
What's the name of the place?
Homer and Harry's.
Yep.
Everyone scores at Homer and Harry's.
Mm-hmm. What a penicillin shot. But
If I wasn't married, sign me up.
But I mean, like you go in there, like
Some rides are worth
they'll
the
have
ticket
$1
price.
well drinks.
And plus, it's
Yeah.
it's complete smoke fest. So
Yeah, it is.
we order our food to go down, grab it, and leave because
Yeah. I go get my drink and I need to stand outside.
That sounds like it's cheaper than where I went to school, State College.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you, that's one thing. I like a lot of like just grimy bars. Like
Yes.
I'm one of those people that I love.
I
I
like-
like a nice bar. I like
I like
crappy
non-hipster
bar.
dive bars.
See, no, I'll say this. Like, I'm not a huge hipster fan, but I actually like the hipster bars a lot. Like Lawrenceville, you go through Lawrenceville, it's all hips. It's hipster central.
I hate hipsters.
I hate hipsters. I love their culture. I know, and I know I'm wrong, but that's just the way it is. I love like all the hipster. I love going in those
I
places.
remember in college, Loggerheads,
Yes.
that was my bar. Allie's my first bartender. And the most I'd ever spent on a drink was $2.50.
Yep.
I don't mind spending a little more on a drink
So,
if it's in a
I will put
Flash
Yeah.
forward to 2003.
Uh,
Went down to Baltimore for Otakon, an anime convention. It was me, Carver, and Vincent. We went down to the steak place. I'm like, oh, this will be awesome. Yeah, they were super expensive. We were completely underdressed. So we went there, we had our food, we paid, we tipped our waiter really good because he was actually not a dick to us for, wearing t-shirts and shorts in a high-class steak restaurant. So flash forward to that night, we go to the bar, and our waiter is sitting next to us drinking. And we're like, dude, you were so awesome. He goes, you guys were my best customers. I'm like, sorry. I'm like, sorry. Who cares you guys are under us? You guys tip like great.
Yeah,
I paid $15 for a drink that night.
that's insane.
Uh-huh.
Where was it? You and I went out one time. There was a bunch of us that
you.
went out, or maybe not a bunch, but there was a few of us that went out. And it was Bar Louie, I think. It was a long time ago.
mm-hmm.
This is like forever ago. We went to Bar Louie.
Was this for your birthday?
Maybe. I don't know.
The one we went to Saddle Ridge?
No. No, this was a different time.
Okay.
But we went to Bar Louie and like I can't remember if it was you or somebody wanted a martini. Somebody that was with us wanted a martini.
It was not me.
Yeah, and they walked up and they ordered the martini and they were like, well, first they were like, how much do you think it is? And I'm like, it's gotta be. They're expensive. They're like $8 or something. They went up and it was like a $20 martini. I felt really bad. I was like, well, sorry about your luck. They got an apple-tini or something for $20. It was insane. Yeah.
It's a nice place, Bar Louie, but
Well, that's like when
that's an expensive drink.
Yeah, no, that's well. Like
That's
when we
a-
went to Vegas, the first before you got there, well, Joel, you were there when we met up with you at your hotel. Me, you, and Jonesy went, and when we met with the British girls.
I miss those British girls.
So we sit down and like we all ordered a round, and Aaron was like, Jonesy, you were like, I'll get the first round, and then like we all ordered. It was like 4 of us, I think. It was me, you, Joel, and Tara, and they're like. Every drink was like $15 a pop, and that was like our
What?
first drink in Vegas. Yeah,
Yep.
you don't remember
It was
this?
$15 a pop.
I
It was
didn't.
like, yes.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, we are not going to be able to afford Vegas, and I planned on getting blasted the whole time, which I did, but I didn't know I was going to be paying $15 a drink for it at the time, so I was livid. And then we walk after we're done with that bar, after we're finished up there, and we go to like then everywhere else, like the drinks are like super cheap, everywhere else, except for we found the one bar that was like triple the price.
Yeah.
I mean, they
it
want
was-
you to gamble, and so it
Yeah.
kind of plays
Right,
to
exactly.
play their hands a little bit.
But that was like I think it was like one of those spots that was like just purposely high class to kind of
Yeah.
like avoid
Yeah.
some of the riffraff,
Yeah.
like get some of those.
We still got in.
Yeah, it's like-
Yes, we did.
well, that's before we knew that there were $15 drinks, and they weren't even like. I mean, they weren't bad drinks, but they weren't.
Yeah.
I got like a mojito or something, and it was like.
Well, the problem is with places that expensive, they've got like 4 drinks, and they're all like super fancy. They're not like your standard drink.
and that's what it was. They were in a nice glass with the big extra wide straw,
Yeah.
and then you got a lime or a lemon or something or orange or some sort of decorative whatever. I don't need a pineapple on the side of my drink.
It's
That's
not,
not necessary.
I don't mind the pineapple. It's just the fact of, hey, we've got these 3 drinks. We can't change them whatsoever. You don't like it, get the fuck out.
Exactly.
See, that doesn't bug me. I don't care about that. And yes, I would like a pineapple on the side of my drink,
But
but,
it's not
I'm not
that-
willing to pay an
But it's
extra
not that hard to
$10
make a rum
for
and
a drink.
Coke.
Right.
It's rum and Coke.
No, and that's. But I'm saying like I don't need it for the extra expense. I'm a low class kind of
So
guy.
am I.
I'm not
See,
fancy.
I'm a cheap drink.
What's that?
The service better be great at
Uh-huh.
a place like
I don't
that
even
as
remember
well.
the server. I don't remember us even having a server, honestly.
Right.
Like I
And
think we
Yeah,
had
she-
to
no,
go-
she came
the
by.
funny thing was,
Was
this too.
Yep.
We went ahead and
She
we got
probably
that
hated us.
drink. Then we went ahead and found out where the cheap drinks were at. And
Well, that's
then we
why-
migrated to let's find this Walgreens store
That's
that actually sells the liquor and
we
the
bought
little
a
tubes
fifth.
that you have to pay $15 for, and let's just go back to your room and just go and just make it ourselves.
I don't even
That's
think we
the
paid
move if
15
you
for
wanna-
those yards.
What's that?
The yards that we got, like the
Yeah.
yards that you got, like refilled at all those different drink stations were something like 30 ounces, and ours was like 42 or
Oh
something.
no, that was just the one. There are different sizes. The
Yeah.
first year,
We got the big one.
the first year Tara and I went, we had a guitar, and I forgot how many ounces it was.
Oh, see,
But-
that's- we got like the monster ones that we got at Walgreens, and we were still getting them refilled for the same price as the smaller
Right, they
ones
didn't even
too.
know. But let's talk about this restaurant the restaurant that you ate at after the wedding.
Fogo de Show. We've spent a lot of time talking about Fogo de Show on this.
It was
And I don't
Wait,
care.
there's one coming up in Pittsburgh.
Yes, there
though.
is.
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Mhm.
We all need to go.
Ooh, so I gotta
We'll
tell you
start
this.
saving our
You
money
know what this
account.
reminds me of? Here's, do you
Sign my
remember
house.
like on
There we go.
remember on Mr. Rogers how like the little puppets would pop up out of nowhere from behind the castle and stuff like that? Like you just walk by the clock tower and then Lady Elaine Fairchild would just like boom and she'd be right there. And that's what the waiters were like at Fogo de Show.
Wait,
They would just like
stop 1 second.
No.
I'm surprised that you remember what their names were.
Lady Elaine Fairchild,
Yes.
Daniel Tiger, Lady Elaine Fairchild, Prince Friday, Prince Friday, Prince Tuesday, King Friday, Prince Tuesday. And Queen Wednesday.
It's pretty damn good.
What?
I don't remember all of them.
I'm impressed. I give you 2 points for that, but keep going. I'm sorry.
What was the owl's name? Oh, don't tell me. There was an owl too, and I can't remember his name.
Who?
Oh, it wasn't Who the Owl.
Who?
Somebody said you sound like an owl.
Who?
What?
No, what was the owl's name? Oh, that's gonna bug me. Joel, Google that shit.
So, I want to tell one quick story before you go on to the Fogo de Show.
Somebody else
No,
would
I'm
know.
done with Fogo de Show.
Right.
No, we're
We've talked
not.
about that
No,
so many
we're not
times.
done with it.
Is
So-
there anything we could say that we haven't already said?
So there's a Texas Day Brazil down in
Texas de Brazil.
Down in Station Square?
yeah.
Yes.
Apparently, for lunch it's only $24.95,
What?
and on top of that, since I work in Station Square, I get a 15% discount. So it's like $20 for me to go to Fogo de Chão for go to Texas Day Brazil for lunch.
That can't be on the weekend, is it? Go.
It's
roll
on
up
weekends.
Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, that too.
Really? Wow.
They just don't have
Okay.
filet wrapped in bacon, but they have chicken wrapped in bacon, so that's okay.
Okay.
Damn.
I can get over that.
So
My.
my coworker and I were talking about this for months because he was planning on his vacation. I'm like, last day of the year, we should go to Texas Day Brazil for lunch. He goes, yeah, that'll be fucking awesome. So we for like 3 months we kept talking about it and we kept inviting people. Nobody wanted to go. I'm like, you guys are a bunch of bitches. So the day comes, we go down there. He goes, I've never been to one of these before. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Right?
He goes, no. I'm like, we're going to do this right. So I walk in and go to the salad bar, get 2 plates, prop them down in front of us. We flip the things to green. Guy comes over, gives us the spiel, tells the guy all about like what you can get and how it works. So first cut meat comes out. He takes it. He's like, this is really good. I'm like, you're going to be saying that a lot today.
That's the best thing about that place too, is all of the food they have was like, it wasn't like subpar food. It was amazing food.
Mm-hmm.
Anna Platypus, I forgot about Anna Platypus. Prince Tuesday, I got that one. Where are we at here? Keep going down. Mrs. Frog? I don't remember a frog. Purple Panda? Remember Purple Panda? And
I've been to those steak places before, and it's just really, really good.
Oh, no, they are awesome.
And it was for a great occasion, of course.
Yes.
there was a
Oh, yeah.
Princess Zelda on that? I don't remember that at all.
Let's see if I can find the puppets.
I'm going to admit something to you that whenever I used to go and watch Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, that I used to have a sweater in my parents' closet and a little bench. And I used to pretend I was Mr. Rogers. And whenever he would come on, I would take off my sweater just like Mr. Rogers would. And I would sit down and I would untie my shoes. And Mr. Rogers is the one who taught me how to tie my shoes in the first place.
There you go.
Make the 2 bunny
Solid.
ears, and one goes around and pops back out the bunny hole. So, yes.
We had a great conversation.
X, the owl.
X the Owl.
Once. There you go.
Damn
There
it.
you go. Oh,
And
what was
I
it?
know it now that I see it.
You got it. What was it?
Henrietta Pussycat too. How did I forget Henrietta Pussycat?
Oh, yeah.
She was sultry.
One of my favorite things from the show Are You Being Served? A British comedy. Mrs. Slocum had a cat.
Oh yes.
And they'd always talk about her
refer to it
pussy.
as her pussy.
How's your pussy? It got really wet last night.
Oh.
And it was very angry. So I dried it off and it seems to be better now.
Did you ever watch that show?
It's-
Listen, this is old British comedy
Are you-
show. that
you
was on
never
the
saw it
BBC.
either?
Listen,
No.
it was.
It's
Are You Being Served?
yeah.
It was this old show on the BBC,
They had-
and it
that's
was
the-
so full of all these like double entendres. Like the whole show
Uh-huh.
was just this constant beratement of like, what was her name again?
Mrs. Slocum.
Mrs. Slocum was always talking about she had a cat, her pussy, and she'd always talk about all this like stuff about her that was going on with her pussy. Then there was the Mr. Humphreys.
Yes.
He
was gay as can be.
Oh, he was gay as the day is long.
And he would measure you for pants.
Yes.
So the best part is that all the time was like, Mr. Humphreys, are you free? And no one around. And no, he'd go, Humphrey, looking around. There's nobody around.
Always look around and he'd do that. But like they never admitted that he was gay. He was just so blatantly, obviously gay. But like this show was also back in like the 80s or something.
72.
72 is it? Oh yeah.
77 to 83.
Wow.
No, 72 to 85. My bad.
Okay, so but like
Mr. Slocum, Mr. Humphreys, Captain Peacock, Miss Brahms, Mr. Rumbold, Mr. Lucas, Mr. Harmon, young
that's
Mr.
a great
Grace,
show.
old Mr. Grace. Young Mr. Grace was like 80, and old Mr. Grace was like 100.
But Mr. Humphreys, they would always like insinuate like gay things about him, but they would never flat out admit it. So they would always be like, they would say, "What would you like for lunch? We can do steak or we can do chicken." He'd go, "I can go either way," and they'd go, "Oh, I've heard that about you."
So,
Like that was the whole show. Like there was
Railed it
so
all,
much of that
sounds like.
stuff. Yes.
72 to 85, Jonah.
Nah, I don't go back that far.
Listen, if you like, okay,
I
I
was
know
still a
you
sperm
love
at
Golden
that time.
Girls. Jonesy is a big Golden Girls fan.
Yes, I am.
This I would put in a similar genre as that. Like this is one that I think if you watch, you might enjoy.
I might have to look this up.
Yes. It was very entertaining.
Yeah, that's funny. I haven't heard. I used to watch it all the time too. I remember that.
Because PBS would play it all the time.
yeah, it was on.
It was
it was on BBC, like the British Broadcasting Channel, not
It was-
the BBC. You're thinking, you pervert.
No, the British Broadcasting Company. I am very familiar with BBC. Not Big Black Hawk. Go ahead.
Right,
So it looks like a
Graham. What are you googling?
Right.
The internet's not working. I'll fix it for you, Graham. Just leave it alone.
One of my favorite webcomics.
Reminds me of my younger days.
One of my favorite webcomics. There's this kid, and he's visiting his friend's like grandmother because they're like doing some Christmas thing. So in the basement, there's this lumberjack like on the wall. He goes, "Oh, Grandma, so and so. Is that Mr. So and so?" "No, honey. You found Grandma's man candy."
sounds scarring.
Not Werther's.
Well, the face he made in the next page, so you could tell it was painful.
Man candy.
Oh, nobody wants to think about Grandma pleasuring herself.
Nope.
But she did. No, make the face if you want. But listen, do you think that our generation invented masturbation? Does it make you feel better if you go back a couple of decades, a few generations before that? Great
There's
grandma.
all the technology
She
they
used to
didn't
spin
have.
DJ. She used to flick the bean. She goes spelunking. It's another word for
You
kid.
know, they didn't have porn like we did back then. They probably had to go to the Sears catalog or like.
I bet she had an imagination.
I heard that from here.
I hope the microphones picked that up.
And that's why you need Jesus. But there are a lot of things that I could go ahead and say that I could go to control because I know that I'm a pretty disgusting and vile person. But
You had a good thought there.
Grandma dipping his finger isn't something you can handle.
no.
Does it make you feel better if you think about my
Grandma
grandma?
just for the stick to needle pointing.
Grandma was crocheting a cozy for her big dildo.
Hey. Vibrator, dildo.
Back then, they had to wood them out of wood themselves.
Yeah, that's why Grandpa was always sitting on the porch at night.
Yep. Lambskin condom. Black sheep, have you any wool? No, I do not have any. You took it last time, remember? 3 a.m. You had me wake it up.
And with that, folks,
Statistically, odds are, out of the four of us in this room, one of our grandparents probably were in an orgy.
I know it wasn't mine. They were very religious.
Oh, you think that's what makes it not less likely to be you? Nope.
It was your grandparents.
Yep.
Oh, listen, probably so. But listen,
Right.
religious people are the biggest freaks.
Oh Lord, here we go.
I know because I've dated a few Catholic girls.
You've dated
Nice.
you dated some quite an eclectic.
And folks, with that, we're gonna call this a night.
He's dated a wide eclectic of women.
Yes, I have.
You
Some
can
of them
follow
are
us
still
on
around
It's
and they are
Facebook,
buffet
stalkers.
style, man. I like a little variety.
Apple
I don't want to go to the
iTunes,
same place
Google
twice.
Play.
Well, you've got to the places twice, 3 and 4 times.
Nobody's listening to me.
That's like going to the same restaurant more than once, but like sometimes you just want a
The
different.
quick brown
variety
fox
of-
jumped over the lazy dog.
Mm.
The quick brown
We're
fox.
making Joel super uncomfortable.
No.
Red lobster for the sea.
You cannot make this black man
You
blush.
have to try a little bit of everything to know what you like, and as it turns out, I like everything.
Look, you are not Giant Eagle, okay? Neither are you Walmart. Great value.
I'm a buffet man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, join us here next time. Make sure you like and subscribe to us here on Facebook. Also, follow us on YouTube and Player FM. Player FM. And be sure to follow our site on streamofconsciousnesspodcast.com. Thanks for joining us.
We'll provide the email address for you to go and send penicillin shots over to Joe.
Thanks for having me on. It's great.
No problem.
Thanks,
Thank
Jennifer.
you,
for
sir.
having us.
Hopefully you'll come back. Next episode. Hint, hint, spoiler.
Next episode, hold up.